You are a systems monitor. Your post is on Starbase Zenith. This is the edge of explored space. Beyond the station's viewports lies the great, empty dark. Your shift is a long one. Another 14 hours of quiet. You watch the green lights blink on your console. Each one means a system is running perfectly. They are always running perfectly. The air smells clean and sterile. The hum of life support is a constant companion. It is the boring heartbeat of the station. You take a sip of your coffee. It tastes like disappointment and recycled water. Out here, even the stimulants are tired. You lean back in your chair. The star field outside is magnificent, a river of diamonds spilled on black velvet. But you have seen it every day for 2 years. The wonder has faded into wallpaper. It is just the view from the office. Your job is to watch for anomalies, strange energy signatures, unidentified ships, anything out of the ordinary. The problem is, nothing is ever out of the ordinary. The universe is mostly empty and deeply uninteresting. You stretch, your joints popping in the silence. It is just another quiet cycle in the void. You wonder what they are having for dinner in the mess hall. Probably the same nutrient paste as yesterday. You make a small bet with yourself. Gray paste or beige paste. That is the peak of excitement on the graveyard shift. Then you see it. A flicker on the long-range sensor array. It is so small you almost miss it. Just a single data point that is wrong. It is not an error. You have seen sensor ghosts before. They shimmer. They fade. This is different. This is a fixed point of pure nothing. You tap the console, isolating the sector. You magnify the view. The screen refreshes. There, in the middle of a dense star cluster, is a hole. It is a patch of absolute, perfect blackness. It is not the normal black of space. This is a deeper color, a black that absorbs the light around it. The stars nearby seem to bend away from it. You run a diagnostic on the sensor. The machine reports perfect function. You run it again. The result is the same. The sensor is fine. The patch of impossible blackness is real. It is a hole in reality, a place where the stars are not. Your heart starts beating a little faster. This is not in any manual you have ever read. This is new. This is wrong. You feel a cold knot tighten in your stomach. The quiet of your shift is no longer peaceful. It feels heavy now. It feels like the silence of something holding its breath. You know you have to report this. The boring night just ended. You follow the procedures. Your fingers move over the console. You key in the report. Flagging the anomaly as high priority. You send it up to station command. The response is almost instant. A clipped, professional voice comes over your private communication. Commander Valerius. Her tone is skeptical. Monitor, clarify your report, she says. Are you reporting a sensor malfunction? You tell her the diagnostics are clean. You tell her the anomaly is a stable void. It is a patch of non-existence. There is a pause on the other end. You can almost hear her frowning. She gives the order. Send a standard greeting pulse. Subspace, narrow beam. Protocol demands it. You understand the logic. If it is a ship using a stealth field, the pulse might get a reply. It is the polite way of knocking on a very dark door. You type the command sequence. Your fingers are steady. The system confirms the pulse is away. It streaks across the void at faster than light speeds. It should take only a moment to reach the anomaly. A few seconds more for the echo to return. You watch the timer on your screen. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20. The timer keeps counting. There is no echo, no reflection, no sign the pulse ever existed. It simply vanished into the black. That is when the fear truly starts. A signal cannot just disappear. It has to bounce off something, or be absorbed and re-radiated. But there is nothing. Just an endless, bottomless silence. The greeting was consumed. The void did not answer. It ate the question. Your screen updates with new telemetry. You stare at the numbers. They do not make sense. You check them again. They are correct. The anomaly is not stationary. It is moving. It is moving towards Starbase Zenith. And it is moving fast. The blackness is not a place. It is a thing. You update Commander Valerius. Your voice is tight. Ma'am, the object has a velocity. It is on an intercept course with us. You provide the calculations. The numbers are stark and unforgiving. The thing is unimaginably large. Its size dwarfs the station by a factor of hundreds. It will be here in less than an hour. The command channel erupts in voices. Panic is a cold, sharp sound over the comms. They thought it was a sensor glitch, a star science puzzle. Now they see it for what it is, a threat, a vast, silent predator swimming through the dark. And you were the one who saw it first. You feel no pride in that, only a growing dread. The station's alert klaxons finally begin to wail. Red lights flash across your console. The calm is shattered. The station is awake and afraid. You have never heard the general quarters alarm for real. It is much louder than in the drills. It feels like the station itself is screaming. Commander Valerius gives a new set of orders. Her voice is strained but controlled. Bring outer defense platforms to full alert. Target the anomaly. Do not fire without my command. You watch your board as the command ripples out. The status lights for the platforms blink from green to amber. They are ready. These platforms are the station's first line of defense. They are powerful. Automated fortresses armed with plasma cannons. You have the main sensor feed on your primary screen. The blackness is visibly larger now. It blots out entire constellations. It does not reflect light. It has no heat signature. It is a perfect hole in the universe. It moves with a calm, deliberate purpose. It knows you are here. Then the first defense platform goes dark. You see its light on your board just switch off. Not red for damaged. Not yellow for a connection error. Just gray. Offline. Gone. There was no explosion. No energy flare. No final transmission. One moment it was there, a bastion of human engineering. The next, it was nothing. Report! Valerius shouts on the comm. Another platform blinks out, then a third. It is a cascade of failure. The darkness is simply erasing them. It is touching them one by one, and they cease to exist. They are being unwritten from reality. The frontier is going dark. Panic is rising in the command channel. They are shouting about weapon yields and shield frequencies. Their words mean nothing. How do you shoot a hole in space? How do you defend against something that does not attack, but simply removes? In under 2 minutes, all 12 outer platforms are gone. The station is now alone. The shadow is almost upon you. It fills the entire viewport. A wall of unending night. You can feel a vibration in the deck plates. It is a low, deep hum that bypasses your ears and sinks straight into your bones. The lights in your section flicker. Then they die, plunging you into the red glow of emergency lighting. A new warning flashes on your console. Shield integrity. It is dropping. Not from an impact. There is no brilliant flare of energy deflection. The shield is not breaking. It is being drained. The power bar is plummeting as if a plug has been pulled. The station's armor, its brilliant bubble of protective energy, is being siphoned away into the void. 90%, 50%, 10%. In seconds, it is gone. A final, mournful tone echoes from your console. Shields are offline. The station is naked, defenseless. The deep hum intensifies. You feel a profound, unnatural cold seep into the room. The metal of your console is icy to the touch. The shadow has made contact. The station groans around you. A deep, metallic protest. It is the sound of a structure under impossible stress. The comms are a mess of terrified shouts and useless orders. High Command has lost control. They are trying to fight an enemy that does not play by any known rules of star science. You switch your monitor to external cameras. Your breath catches in your throat. On the hull of Starbase Zenith, things are growing. They are not alive in any way you understand. They are crystalline structures. They spread like black frost in complex geometric patterns. They are beautiful and horrifying. They move with a silent, relentless speed. They cover viewports and communication arrays. Where the black crystals touch the station's hull, the strong alloy changes. It darkens. It becomes brittle. The camera feed shows a section of armor cracking and flaking away like burnt paper. The station is being converted, turned into more of the strange, dead crystal. You watch as a weapons turret is overgrown. The metal loses its sheen. It turns a dull, lifeless black. Then, with a silent shudder, the entire turret fractures and crumbles into dust. The incursion is consuming the station. It is eating your home. The creature is not just passing by. It is feeding. High Command is broadcasting in the clear now. Desperate. Lost. All hands to escape pods. Evacuate. Evacuate the station. The order is a death sentence. You know it. Where would you go? The shadow is outside. There is no escape. Only a faster end in a small, unarmored pod. Their voices fade into the background. You are focused on your own screen, the maintenance console, the one that shows the minute details of power distribution. No one else is looking at it. They are looking at weapons and shields, the tools of a war they cannot win. But you see something else. Down at the subsystem level, a tiny, insignificant power conduit. It runs near an outer corridor that is now thick with the black crystals. The conduit has a small, regular energy flow. Predictable, stable. You watch as the crystals nearby seem to shimmer. They are drawing power from it, feeding on the orderly flow of electrons. Then, a nearby system shorts out. A failsafe kicks in. It vents a small, chaotic burst of waste plasma. It is messy, uncontrolled. For a split second, a wave of random heat washes over the corridor. On the camera, you see the impossible. The black crystals, the ones closest to the chaotic vent, pull back. They physically recoil, just for a moment, before creeping forward again. Your mind races. It is a spark, an idea. The flaw, the creature and its crystalline projections. They are perfect, geometric, orderly. They feed on stable, predictable energy. They consume the neat, tidy systems of the station. But they fear chaos. They are harmed by raw, unpredictable energy. It is a poison to their perfection. You look at the station schematic on your main display. You trace the power lines back to their source, to the heart of Starbase Zenith, the massive fusion core, a marvel of engineering. It holds a tiny, contained star. Its energy release is the most stable, most controlled, most predictable process on the station. It is the creature's ultimate feast, unless you make it messy. A new idea forms in your mind, a terrible, reckless, and desperate plan. You cannot fight the shadow with weapons. You have to fight it with reality, with chaos, with the one thing humanity does better than any other species: making a glorious, unpredictable mess. You have to overload the station's main core, not to destroy the station in a single blast, but to turn it into a weapon, to unleash its heart, to vent all that contained power not as a clean beam, but as a raw, untamed storm of pure energy. It is a final, insane act. It will either save you or erase you from existence. You open a direct channel to Commander Valerius. Your voice cuts through the panicked chatter. "Commander, do not evacuate. I have a plan." The silence that follows is heavy with disbelief. "Who are you?" "Just a systems monitor. A nobody." "Who is this?" Valerius asks. Her voice is frayed with stress. You give your rank and position. You explain what you saw. The crystals feeding on stable power. Their retreat from the chaotic energy burst. You lay out your theory. The creature is a being of pure order. It is vulnerable to its opposite. "We cannot shoot it," you say, your voice gaining strength. "We have to poison it with chaos." "Your solution is to destroy the station yourself, technician?" she asks. Her tone is sharp, dismissive. "We are evacuating. That is my final order." Her fear is making her rigid. She is clinging to the rule book as the universe burns down around her. "Commander, look outside," you plead. "There is nowhere to run. The escape pods will be consumed just like the defense platforms. This isn't an attack. It's a harvest. It won't stop until it has taken everything." You let that sink in. You have to make her see. There is no escape. There is only the fight. "This station is our only weapon," you continue. "Its core holds the power of a sun. Let me unleash it, not as a controlled beam, but as a storm, a wave of pure, unpredictable reality. It's our only chance, our last chance." You have laid it all out. The choice is hers, to flee into certain death or to gamble on the crazy idea of a lowly technician. The comm channel is silent for a long time. You can hear the groaning of the station's hull, the distant shattering of crystal-eaten metal. You imagine the commander on the bridge, surrounded by failing systems and frightened officers, staring at the wall of blackness that has enveloped them, seeing the truth in your words. Finally, her voice comes back. It is quiet, defeated, but clear. "What do you need?" she asks. Hope, fierce and bright, flares in your chest. You have her permission. "I need you to override the core safety protocols," you say. "Give me full manual control of the reactor and the plasma venting system." A moment later, your console chimes. A new set of controls appears on your screen. They are stark red and labeled with dire warnings. Core containment, safety interlocks, plasma vents. You have been given the keys to the station's heart, the power to save it or to atomize it. No pressure. You get to work. Your fingers fly across the virtual keys. You are no engineer, but you know these systems. You have studied the schematics on 1,000 boring nights. You begin to disable the safeties. One by one, you peel away the layers of protection that keep the miniature sun in its magnetic bottle. The station begins to react. A deep, powerful tremor shakes the entire structure. The lights flicker more violently. The hum you felt before is now a deafening roar that seems to come from everywhere at once. On your monitor, the core temperature is climbing at an impossible rate. The stable, predictable star is becoming a wild, raging beast. You watch the numbers spiral upward. The magnetic containment fields are screaming under the strain. Alarms you have only ever read about are now blaring in your ears. Core instability warning. Containment field collapse imminent. The station is groaning like an old ship in a hurricane. It is fighting your commands. It is trying to save itself. But you push it harder. You divert all remaining power to the core, pushing it past every red line. The goal is not a simple explosion. That is too neat, too orderly. You need to create a wave of pure, unrefined chaos, a torrent of raw plasma that has lost all cohesion. Now for the final step. You bring up the controls for the main plasma vents. These are massive conduits designed to release excess energy in a controlled, focused beam. A procedure only used in the most extreme emergencies. A procedure that has never been used without a dozen safeties in place, all of which you have just disabled. The station shudders violently now. You have to hold onto your console to stay in your seat. The core is a raging tempest. The containment field is about to break. It is time. You locate the master activation key on your screen. A large virtual button that simply reads, Vent. You take a deep breath. This is it. For Starbase Zenith. For humanity. For making a glorious, universe-shaking mess. You slam your palm down on the button. You feel the click through the console. For a heartbeat, there is silence. The roaring stops. The shaking ceases. It is a moment of absolute stillness. Then, you feel it. A colossal release of energy. A force so powerful it shoves the entire massive station backward. The station itself has become a cannon, and you just fired it. The external cameras are offline, but the viewports are no longer black. They are filled with an incandescent, impossible light. A flood of pure, white-hot energy is erupting from the station in all directions. It is not a beam or a blast, and it is a wave. A tsunami of raw, unstable plasma. A storm of humanity's wild fury unleashed upon the void. You are pushed back into your seat. The light is blinding. The roar of the venting plasma is the sound of creation itself. The energy is messy, unpredictable, full of chaotic fluctuations and random bursts. It is everything the shadow creature is not. It is the antithesis of its perfect cold order. Through a small, undamaged camera feed near the engineering section, you see the effect. The wave of plasma washes over the station's hull. The beautiful, terrible black crystals meet the raw chaos. They do not melt or burn. They shatter. Instantly. Like glass struck by a hammer, they explode into trillions of glittering shards. They cannot exist in this storm of messy reality. The light outside begins to fade. The roar of the plasma vent subsides. The station gives one last, shuddering groan, and then falls silent. The viewport clears. The impossible whiteness is gone. You look out into the void, and you see the stars. The star field is back. The great shadow, the perfect consuming blackness, is gone. In its place, there is a scar, a rift in space where the creature was wounded. It looks like fractured glass. The shadow has recoiled. It has been broken by something it could not comprehend. It was not defeated by weapons or strategy. It was defeated by a flaw. It was defeated by chaos, by a desperate plan from a single, stubborn human. The station is a wreck. The silence that follows the storm is profound. The emergency lights are off. The main systems are dead. Only the lowest level of life support hums faintly. The air is cold. The station is crippled, a ghost of its former self. But it is still here. You are still here. It is alive. You stand up on shaky legs. Your console is dark. Your job, for the moment, is over. You walk to the main viewport. You look out at the sea of stars, unhindered, unblotted. The view is no longer boring. It is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. A single light blinks on a nearby panel. The comms system, It is running on a tiny trickle of backup power. A voice comes through, crackly and weak. It is Commander Valerius. "Report," she says. Just one word. You look at the wounded but living station around you. You look at the free stars outside. You pick up the comm receiver. "Starbase Zenith is secure," you say. Your voice does not shake. You have survived the impossible. The quiet returns. But this is a new kind of quiet. It is not the silence of a boring shift. It is the silence of the dawn after the darkest night.